for the Miss U.S. Latina crown. But what many don't know is that her story began right here in the Coachella Valley, where she learned that it takes more than a crown to win the heart of her community. With every step she takes on the runway, 23-year-old Estefania Rodriguez carries the heart and soul of her community and Latino culture. But her dream of becoming a pageant queen began long before she ever competed on a national stage. At 16 years old, she won her first title as Queen of Desert Hot Springs and went as far as to compete for Miss Mexico USA, where she took third place. And ever since, pageantry has become her passion, turning beauty into purpose.
You compete, me being a very competitive person, you want to win. I learned, I've failed many times, so I learned after losing my first one, losing the second competition, I kept coming back. So it wasn't because I still wanted to win, but it was also because there was other opportunities that were coming with me competing. I was meeting a lot of girls who had the same values as myself, and I love that. I love talking to people. Now, I love talking to people, I love meeting new people, and it was thanks to pageantry.
With discipline and preparation, Estefania will now compete on the biggest stage of her career during the U.S. Miss Latina pageant in Miami, Florida at the end of this month. Coming up at 6, we'll tell you more about Estefania's pageant journey and how she is preparing for her biggest competition yet. Reporting live from studio, I'm Alondra Campos.
Alondra, thank you. We certainly wish her the best of luck. Coming up next tonight on NBC Palm Springs, local representative Raul Ruiz was denied access to an ICE facility today. We'll tell you the reason why. We'll hear from Ruiz after the break.
Also, we're learning more about the latest request from the Coachella Valley Association of Governments for more funds from all Valley cities. Those stories and more when we come back on this Friday.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 5.
Welcome back. Coachella Valley Association of Governments is requesting higher rates for all Valley cities amid rising costs. The organization says they'll use the funds towards the CV Housing First program, including the staffing and program operations. Now, we spoke to a CVAG representative about why they say this increase is necessary.
For the past 15 years, the cities have been contributing with $100,000. This will be the first time in 15 years that we've asked for an increase, and the new annual allotment will be $125,000 contribution per city. The reason that we are asking for an additional $25,000 a year is because significantly the cost of living has gone up, resource has gone up, and rent has gone up.
So far, the cities of Palm Springs, Cathedral City, La Quinta, and Palm Desert all have approved that budget increase.
Around the region tonight, looking at the moment, the Dr. Raul Ruiz, local representative, was denied access to the Adelanto Immigration and Customs Enforcement Facility. According to Ruiz's office, the congressman was turned away at the gates due to a new Department of Homeland Security policy that increases the required notice for congressional visits from 72 hours to 7 days. The lawmaker says he announced his visit with fellow Riverside Democrat Representative Norma Torres earlier in the week.
We have heard stories of unsanitary and overcrowded conditions, medical neglect and psychological trauma, widespread violations of due process, indiscriminate raids sweeping up people regardless of immigration status or criminal record, masked and militarized ICE agents storming homes, schools, and places of worship.
Ruiz has called for the immediate resignation of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem for what he says are her violation of the Constitution and our constitutional rights.
Let's go ahead and take a live look outside from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera right before the weekend. Our Chloe Carlson tracking your 7-day forecast right after the break, so stay with us.
With the 72 hours.
On this Friday evening, we are giving you a live look from our Walter Clark Highway 111 camera in Rancho Mirage. There's a shot of the river, hardly any traffic right now. And perhaps folks are heading out to that Palm Springs Power baseball game tonight, which will be a lot of fun. A lot of members of our team will be out there. But before we get to that, we want to get a check on the forecast. Chloe Carlson is here, and she has those details. Hey, Chloe.
Well, hey, Mark and Olivia. Slightly cooler temperatures today across the desert. I will take it. I've been showing the highs across the country, so let's just keep it going. It's Friday. 110 in Phoenix as well today, so they are above 110 degrees. Comes as no surprise for us. Boise, Idaho, they're 91 degrees for the high today, 82 in Seattle. For those coastal cities, San Francisco, 68 for the high today. It's crazy to think that they are in the same state. 77 in Boston. We are 89 degrees for the high in Miami there in Florida. Overnight tonight, we'll stay in the high 70s, low 80s here on the desert floor. 80 also in 29 Palms, 52 overnight for all of our birds are up there in Big Bear. As far as surface moisture, a little bit higher than we are normally seeing the last couple of weeks, 5% for that relative humidity. We're 15% through the weekend. Not much day-to-day change, at least through the weekend and early next week. As far as future wind potential, this evening for the wind corridor there, whitewater winds will get 30-mile-per-hour sustained winds, so those gusts will get into the 40s. Some of those areas, isolated areas, into the 50s. So as we head into the weekend, we'll call it breezy. No wind advisories being issued, so good news there as far as the winds go. I talked about this a little bit earlier in the show. This is what we're tracking for last week. We're going to keep an eye on this. So we have that high pressure system to the east of us. And because of those winds, I've showed this before, talked about this before, we have those clockwise winds drawing up moisture from the south. So we could see some monsoonal moisture affecting the southwest as we get into late next week. So that means a little bit of that cloud cover as far as showers go. And probably not much for us here on the desert floor. We'll probably say more towards our mountains, maybe a little bit in the high desert. So what this map is showing right now, but it will cool us down a little bit, so we'll be slightly below average as we get into late next week. So it can also be a little bit humid as well. So here, look at that. There's a look at that Comfort Air 7-day forecast. Above 110 degrees for the weekend. We're cooling down to below average 104 by next Friday.
The NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Tonight, we're taking you out to the ball game. It's for NBC Palm Springs Night over at Palm Springs Power. Tim O'Brien and Caitlin Kelly joining us live from the home of the Power tonight over at Palm Springs Stadium. I see you guys have moved from the field to the dugout. Good call with how hot it's been outside. How's it looking out there?
Yeah, Mark, for sure. We got to get out of the sun a little bit, feel some good in the shade. Nice little cross breeze down here. But look, there's been a lot of good talent over the last 25, I believe 23 years to be exact, that have come through this dugout. But specifically this season, there's an all-star that has played the outfield here. He's hitting over 300, and now he's had a chance to play at Truist Park in Atlanta in the HBCU All-Star Game. You had a chance to meet him.
I did. Jamal Ritter, just an absolute stud in the outfield, a pretty fast guy, over 100 stolen bases in his collegiate career. Just a really exciting career he's had, and is currently at this very moment playing in the HBCU Swingman Classic out in Atlanta, as you mentioned. But that's not the only thing Jamal is excited for over the next coming days. Take a look. This is Jamal Ritter, a center fielder who made his way to the Palm Springs Power roster through a phone call between his agent and team owner Andrew Starkey.
My agent calls me and says, would you be interested in playing at Palm Springs? I said, Palm Springs? He told me, yeah, Casey and Andrew Starkey would like you to come and play for the Power. I said, yeah, I'd do that for sure.
Jamal, who also serves as the center fielder for the Norfolk State University baseball team, said it was a normal day at his home in Palm Springs when he got a call that he won't forget anytime soon.
Oh my God. I was on the phone with my dad, and I was getting a call Like, you know, when it beeps in, I look at my phone, it says Major League Baseball and the caller ID. And it's actually kind of cool. I was like, Major League Baseball, who's that? I said, oh, I'm gonna call you back, Dad.
That call was to notify Jamal that he had been selected to play in the HBCU Swingman Classic, an annual Major League Baseball All-Star event, which showcases Division I baseball players from historically Black colleges and universities.
I was pretty excited because I was kind of waiting for them to start sending the invites because I thought I made a good case for myself this season. So I was just waiting, and I finally got the call, and I was really excited.
And Jamal Ritter pushes one just over the fence, and it's a 2-1 game.
Going into this past year, I hit .313 with 8 home runs, and I hit pretty well. And I felt really confident up there knowing what to expect and how Division I baseball goes. And I had a great coach, and he guided me along the way.
But the Swingman Classic isn't the only event Jamal is looking forward to this week.
The MLB draft is actually 2 days after the game, the All-Star game. So I'll be going home and just waiting for the draft, and hopefully I hear my name called on draft day.
Jamal Ritter doing some really exciting stuff. Of course, he's in Atlanta right now, even has his own locker cubby inside the Braves locker room. Really exciting. And I know he's definitely looking to put on a show today as we have the MLB draft coming up, I believe, starting on Sunday, right, Tim?
Yeah, it essentially is a tryout for him. I mean, he's put all his work in here in this summer collegiate league here in Southern California. He's had a heck of a college career at Norfolk State. So today is a tryout, and when you're invited to this game, which I found out today is put on by Ken Griffey Jr. So just for that in itself, and to be invited to that, you've got a pretty good chance of getting drafted, and we got to hope he does on Sunday.
Yeah, most definitely. Really exciting to see what's going to happen with Jamal, and excited to see what's going to happen here tonight. We'll see more of that later on tonight, but for now, that's Tim O'Brien. I'm Caitlin Kelly. We'll see you after the break.